Ford drops it off to Ralph. Can't get a handle on it. And Julius comes up with a 3-on-3. Irving. And draws the foul on his way to the hoop. Foul's going to be on Reed, and that will be his fourth.
Number 33, Robert Reed, fourth personal. Second team.
Joyce has tremendous awareness. He knows where the people are on the floor right here. He hangs well in the air and draws so many fouls.
Dick, largest regular season crowd in the history of Houston Rockets basketball, 16,016.
And it's going to get better and better. Remember, this is still football season down here.
Oh, was that a strong move by Moses Malone? Have it your way. 20 points on the night. And it's 73-68, 5-point lead for Philadelphia.
I think he's earning his honors as a doctorate on how to play the low post.
Belgians graduate school tonight. Lloyd, blocked by Ivoroni, saved by Cheeks. Irving to Tony. And two.
When Philadelphia gets the running game going, they're unstoppable. They blow the ball up the floor, converting transition, especially after turnover.
Well, their defense has just made these last couple of plays, and Ivoroni has been a key for them.
Well, you know, Bill Fitch was concerned about the turnovers and the ability of the 76ers to convert them to layups.
Switching defense right now by Philadelphia. With 6 on the shot clock. Lloyd cutting the lane and in. Lewis Lloyd's done a good job of taking it inside.
Well, he's a tough, hard-nosed kid. Remember, he put some points on a board over at Golden State, so it doesn't really surprise people that he's scoring. The question is, can he play on the defensive end, and can he do it consistently day in and day out?
Moses Malone.
Right now, he can't handle him inside. They might have to make a decision and put Caldwell Jones on Malone, because Malone is just taking him to school right here on the box. Away, big fella.
22 points, and this is a little bit early.
Look at the intensity and the desire and the way he locks on there and just clears Ralph out of the way.
77-70, biggest lead for Philadelphia. 6 on the shot clock. Great defense right now. And Malone cannot block at that time as Sampson is able to knock it down. His second hoop. Ralph with 16 points on the evening.
That's where he has to catch the basketball. Once he gets it in the air and spins and shoots that little jumper, he can't be stopped, Roger. He's just got to do it much more on a regular basis.
Irving now working on Caldwell Jones. 8 on the shot clock. And another 3-second violation. And both Irving and Malone really upset at Joe Borgia on the call. And that is the 5th time tonight I've counted Moses Malone being called for the 3-second violation. Reed looking inside, and Lewis Lloyd throws it away. And it'll be Philadelphia basketball as Bobby Jones will check into the game right now with 3:49 to go in the third, and the Sixers holding a 5-point lead.
You know, this club is going to be extremely dangerous when you come into January or February. Think about this. 25% of this basketball team wasn't at training camp. McRae, Level, and also Reed.
Reed trying to save it, throws it out of bounds. That's a good point. Bobby Jones comes in, and Julius Irving will sit down.
Here's Sampson inside now. A little pride at stake. He's pushing, shoving back. He says, get out of here, Moses. Get out of here. Petersburg, this belongs to Harrisonburg.
Once again,
Timeout on the floor, 3:32 to go in the third. Sixers lead it by 5, 77-72. Upcoming on ESPN, professional football from Canada. It's the Grey Cup, Sunday, November 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time, live from BC Place Stadium in Vancouver, British Columbia. Jim Simpson, Paul McGuire, and Tom Eaves on hand for ESPN as it's the Grey Cup. The Toronto Argonauts go against the British Columbia Lions. Both teams made it through the divisional finals with exciting come-from-behind victories. See who takes the cup, the Grey Cup. Live Sunday, November 27th on ESPN. This has been all Philadelphia, Dick, so far in this third period. They lead it by 5, 77-72, and they have done it with the defense.
Well, they're playing tremendous defense, all of the style they played last year to rip through the playoffs. You know, everybody's been concerned about the slump. They're 10-3. I don't know where you can see that they're slumping. They struggled with some people, but like Bill Fitch told me, he said when he was with Boston, he saw people come after them like you can't believe after they won the championship, and I think that's what's happened with Philadelphia. Everybody's charged up. I mean, there is playoff atmosphere here tonight in November.
So far in the game, Moses Malone with 22 points and 12 rebounds. Tony nails it from outside. Sampson, 16 points and 7 rebounds.
Can't allow Tony to get that open 15-foot jump shot.
Phil Ford, 5 assists at the end of the first half, and he hasn't dished one out so far in the third. His team trails by 7, 79-72. Lewis Lloyd has had the hot hand, misses it, and Malone comes up with a loose ball.
You know, people are going to have to be patient with Houston. They got so many new faces, a new system. I think they're going to be really good come January and February.
Once again, Moses establishing it down low, gets help this time from Reed. And Moses looking for the foul, yelling at the official. No call as Ford brings it up to the other end. Caldwell back to Ford. And Ralph was standing out by midcourt. Now he's going to come in and get involved in the action. Ford off the glass and Malone the rebound.
That's where Ralph has to be a little bit more active. He's got to get some offensive boards at 7-4. I don't believe he has one yet tonight on the offensive boards.
Has 7 rebounds, all in the defensive glass. 10 on the shot clock, and they're just trying to go down low every time to Malone. Moses wants it, but Tony gets it, misses, and Reed the rebound. Lewis Lloyd, Bobby Jones the rebound. Bobby Jones played a great game so far off the bench. 6 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds.
What else is there? Yeah. He's being challenged for 6th man of the year from a guy out of Boston by the name of Kevin McHale.
Tony on top. Can't get the roll, and Lewis Lloyd will bring it down court. To Reed. Ivoroni keeps it alive, and loose ball foul on Caldwell Jones.
You know, Roger, I've been charting the last 5 minutes, and Ralph has not really been involved in the offensive flow at all. And you can't have a talent of the magnitude of Ralph Sampson not into the flow of your offense. These people are going to have to learn to recognize his talents to people on the floor.
Rodney McRae has checked into the game now. Rodney McRae, of course, the 3rd pick in the draft from Louisville. Had a good outing against Phoenix his last game. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block shot in 21 minutes. And made his first outside shot of the year in that particular game. Wasn't a big score at Louisville, as Tony misses again, but Malone the offensive rebound, the fall away. And McRae.
That's McRae's forte, really hitting the glass, finding people.
On the baseline, foul on Mark Ivoroni.
We've really had some sloppy basketball. It's gone minutes now without a goal scored. It's been very inconsistent play on both ends.
Clement Johnson checks into the game now. And Clint Richardson also into the game. So Malone and Cheeks will sit down. And Caldwell Jones will go to the line to shoot 2. You know, Caldwell, he's an interesting guy. He's from a basketball playing family. His brother is Major Jones. Had a brother named Will Jones that played in the ABA. Got another brother that's coach at Albany State where they all play there. They even got a sister who plays basketball.
Well, he has, I believe, 6 brothers. They all held 1 through 6 the rebounding records at Albany State. And his brother Oliver, as you mentioned, is the head coach down of Albany State.
Bet you that high school team in McGehee, Arkansas was a tough one. 79-74, 5-point Philadelphia lead, 1:08 to go in the 3rd. Oh, Ivoroni just set a pick on Bobby Joe Reed, got the ball and nailed the jumper. Mark Ivoroni now with 5 points in the period and that many on the night.
He's been very efficient right here in this 3rd quarter. They got to go inside to Sampson. He's got to take Clement Johnson out of boxes.
Steal by Ivoroni. He's got Tony in the middle, but he holds on, and they'll slow it down with 43 seconds to go in the 3rd. Alley-oop to Richardson, and in. Oh, and Billy Cunningham leading the applause in the sidelines. Like that play, as now the Sixers with a 9-point lead. And look at Ivoroni's defense.
You know, you're looking at Ralph playing way at the top of the circle. Clement Johnson's like 6'10", Sampson 6'7'4". He's got to go inside there.
Reed now with 12 points. And it's 83-76 with 15 seconds left to go in this 3rd. And they'll play it for 1 shot now.
You know, you hate harping on the same thing, but you see a talent like that and you get frustrated watching that talent.
Tony loses at 2 seconds, and he can't get a shot off.
That is the end of 3 periods. The score Philadelphia 83, your Rockets 76.
12 minutes left to go here at the Summit in Houston, Texas. The score, the 76ers 83 and the Rockets 76.
Greg in Texas.
Thank you very much, Greg, and welcome back to the sold-out Summit in Houston, Texas. A regular season record crowd of 16,016 as the 76ers hold an 83-76 lead going into the final 12 minutes of play.
You know, Sampson's certainly a box office bonanza. They've been doing great, especially with walk-up trade as we look at Bill Fitch. Charlie Thomas, the owner, smiling on the sideline. You know, at one time, we should have gotten in the auto dealership business. He was the general manager for Red McCombs, who owns the Denver franchise.
Tipped around, Clement Johnson finally gets it, puts it back up. Won't go, and McCray the rebound. Level McCray, Caldwell Jones, Bobby Joe Reed, and Ralph Sampson. Clint Richardson, Andrew Toney, Clement Johnson, Bobby Jones, and Mark Ivoroni. McCray inside, and he draws the foul. Clem Johnson, the guilty party. Nick, what about these starting lineups to start the fourth?
Well, you know they're going to come down into their starters when we get down to the last 4 minutes, which is winning time in the NBA. I was impressed right there, Roger, with the great job McCray did posting on the box inside. He's got a great body. You know, I was mentioning before I wanted to finish this, Charlie Thomas, the owner of the Houston, was the general manager of Red McCombs auto dealership, and the salesman here was Angelo Drosos, and all three today own a franchise in the NBA. Why couldn't you and I go into the auto dealership business?
Dick, you live in Detroit. I mean, you ought to be right in the thick of that, right? McCray misses the second win. 83-77. That's being in the right place at the right time, huh? McCray guarding Clem Johnson. Two fakes, and he got him on the third.
Well, you know, McCray's going to get an education also. He was out of training camp with a bad back, and he held out naturally contractually.
Ralph guarded by Clem Johnson. Richardson on level. Clem Johnson doing a good job keeping himself between Ralph Sampson and the basket. Now they're going to go to front with 6 on the shot clock. Caldwell Jones misses. McCray the rebound, and he draws the foul for Bobby Jones. No basket.
Fouls on number 24, Bobby Jones. Second personal.
Here's Johnson doing a great job of now denying the basketball inside. He fronts him on the boxes. Not going to let him get the basketball. See, Ralph has got to learn to make that second and third move after they shut down the first one. That's the one great ingredient that Moses has. He has the drop step. He has that second move to shut down the first one. He has to learn that. It's going to take him a little time.
Ivoroni comes out, and Julius Irving in as McCray will get one more at the foul line.
You know, McCray's from a great high school, Mount Vernon. Earl Tatum, the Gus and Ray Williams boys, Scooter McCray, Rodney McCray. You can have an NBA franchise out there in Mount Vernon.
85-79. Jones loses it, gets it out to Richardson. Clint wide open, in and out. McCray couldn't get a handle on it, and Clint picks it up outside. Clem Johnson off the glass and in. So Clem Johnson now with a couple of hoops here in the fourth period. He's got 6 points on the night. And it's 87-79 as Sampson, the trailer, spins in the lane and in.
That's the great move, Roger. Once he gets into the paint area, that's the third time tonight he's been in the paint, and all 3 times he's converted.
It's obvious he just plays better facing up to the basket, Dick, and that's why I think he's staying out on top, trying to bring it down, maybe make the spin move, whatever. His first 2 points here in the fourth period. He has 6 in the second half as Toney goes off the glass and in. So Andrew Toney now with 10 points, long past the level, tipped by Richardson. And Clint will finally pick it up. Great job by Alan Level as he threw it back in off the foot of Julius Irving. And it's Houston basketball. James Bailey now will check into the game for the Houston Rockets. And Caldwell Jones will sit down. Foul on Andrew Toney on the inbounds play.
Number 22, Andrew Toney.
That is his first foul, but it's the third team foul with 9:55 to go in the game, and Toney will sit down, and Maurice Cheeks will come into the game. Need to get a little more quickness in there.
Well, Cheeks is coming on the floor now. He played well in the third quarter, had a very poor first half.
Cheeks is averaging almost 3 steals a game, one of the league leaders in that category. Cheeks really plays defense with his eyes. Sampson, the hook. McCray draws the foul. So McCray has come in and done the job on the offensive board and been able to draw the foul. Julius Irving of the Philadelphia 76ers, his second foul. And McCray will go to the line.
Well, we watch Sampson shoot the hook from the baseline. Doesn't have really the good angle right there, but there's McRae. Strong hands, gets chopped from behind by Julius.
Talk about a no-pressure situation. This guy, the third pick in the draft, with no pressure at all. Except that he puts on himself, with Ralph Sampson, of course, taking the brunt of the media and the publicity.
His college is locked up into a great win tomorrow night with Kentucky in their opener. It'll be a great day for Joe B. Hall. Kentucky 71, Louisville 64. You said that, not me.
I didn't say anything.
I like McRae's active ability on the glass. He's really active.
89-81, 9.5 to go. Julius Erving draws the foul.
Foul is on number 2, James Bailey.
Foul's going to be on Bailey.
First team foul on
That is his second, and the first team foul. Philadelphia with 4 team fouls. That could be a factor now with 9:26 left to go in the game.
We watch Bailey foul. If you look at Billy Cunningham and Erving on the line, Bailey can be sensational at times, Roger. He can absolutely be tantalizing with the slam dunk, running the court, doing so many things, and then there's other minutes on the floor, and you sit there as a coach and you say, why?
Philadelphia having a hard time with the night, but not a good job by Houston that time, blocking out as Cheeks was able to sneak in and grab the miss by Erving. Jay pulls up on McRae. Tipped around, and Bailey the rebound. Level's able to come up with the ball. Good job by Philadelphia getting back in the D. And Ralph Sampson.
Why not more often, Roger? He's unstoppable in that lane. 4 times in the lane, 4 baskets.
20 points on the night for Ralph Sampson. Bobby Jones to Clem Johnson. And in, Clem Johnson over Sampson.
There's Sampson coming across the lane. Great move. That should be his trademark right there. That shot.
Moses gets ready to check in. Level misses, and Erving gets a piece of it. Jones comes up with it. 2-on-1. Cheeks and Richardson. Nice pass, and Clint Richardson finishes it off.
Tremendous pass penetration. He drives, he draws, and he dishes to the open man.
And Houston wants a timeout with 8:23 left to go in the game. Sixers with their biggest lead of the night, 94-83. Sixers lead the Rockets 94-83, and the tale of the paint, Rick Vitale.
You know, Roger, whenever you chart offensive efficiency, and you look at Sampson here, he's been in the paint 1, 2, 3, 4 times, plus 3 layups for dunks. 7 out of 8 times in this area, he's converted and scored. My question is, why not more often?
Maybe because they're denying in that area.
Well, you know, you look down here on the defensive, on the other end, and you look at Moses Malone, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for 13, 10 for 15 in this area, because these along the baseline indicate layups that were scored and converted off the glass offensively. I mean, it's just devastating inside, and that's where the great players who are inside players have to be.
And Moses Malone is checked back into the game. They'll leave Clem Johnson in. So it's Cheeks Richardson, Clem Johnson, Julius Erving, and Moses Malone. Bailey, McRae, Sampson, Reed, and Phil Ford with 8:15 left to go in this game. The Sixers, their biggest lead of the night, 94-83. Reed over Clint Richardson, and Clem Johnson the rebound. Releases to Cheeks. Clem Johnson has done a job off the bench. 8 points so far and 4 rebounds.
Every time you and I have had Philadelphia, he's been very impressive.
Moses got position and an easy 2.
Well, you credit that basket to a guy by the name of Billy Cunningham. That was designed clinic style, great drop step inside, reverse the ball for the lane.
Ralph back out to Reed. Bailey outside. McRae doing a great job on the boards. Loses it, and it'll be Philadelphia basketball.
Take a look at Moses now. He's going to execute what we call the drop step inside. Look at the inside position, locks his body on Sampson, and he has him at his mercy. Just wipes out the 6-inch advantage. Inside once again.
Erving got it that time. Julius Erving now with 18 points. Credit the assist to Maurice Cheeks. 54% from the floor for Philadelphia, 50% for the Houston Rockets. Neither team shooting particularly well from the line as McRae dumps it off to Sampson, and traveling is called.
No basket traveling.
They're still playing Clement Johnson on Sampson right now and using Malone and Lane.
Caldwell Jones replacing Ralph Sampson.
Ralph's brought so much excitement here at Houston. He's going to be such a great plus. Just think about that flip of the coin. If they don't get Mr. Sampson, they end up getting Steve Stepanovich, who's going to be a good role player, but certainly isn't in the class of Sampson.
Bailey now guarding Malone. And finally, they blow the whistle as Bailey and Malone going after one another. Caldwell Jones has checked into the game, and Ralph's going to sit down. Foul is on James Bailey. That is his second team foul with 6:55 to go. And a 20-second timeout is called. We have unofficially Philadelphia with 47 rebounds and Houston with 27.
Well, anytime you go to war with Malone on your side, you're going to really dominate people on the glass. Hey, Roger, is somebody going to educate James Bailey about the way he went after Moses Malone down there in the boxes? Now, he went to Rutgers. I thought he was smarter than that. You're not going to go after Malone.
Why was he smarter than that? Oh, you used to coach at Rutgers. I'm sorry, Dick. This program is authorized under rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. 98-83, Malone. If he would have got that one, you know it was his night. Stripped by Clint Richardson. To Malone.
I give Bailey a lot of credit. He's demonstrating to me a lot of heart the way he was inside challenging Malone.
And they call a foul on Moses Malone, his first, as he leaned in on Robert Reed. And it didn't take much to knock Reed over, so Malone with his first foul of the night.
There's one of the young, bright coaches in the NBA, has really developed as a sideline tactician. You know what's amazing and hard to believe? That Malone has not fouled out of a game since 1978.
10 on the shot clock. Cheeks with the steal. Ford gets it back. 6 on the shot clock. To McRae. Blocked by Irving. And they call goaltending. Credit the basket to Rodney McRae. You know, so far in these final 12 minutes, just 9 points for Houston.
Ford enters the ball down into McRae. Uses his left hand. And here comes Julius. Definitely goaltending.
The defense by Philadelphia really turned this game around.
Oh, they played tenacious team defense.
After Houston led 60-58 at the half. Irving the turnaround. Cheeks sneaks in and lays it in. Maurice Cheeks now with 10 points.
Nobody blocks out. You can't allow those little guards to get that garbage.
Rodney McRae has been most impressive in this fourth period. 187, 13-point lead for Philadelphia with 5:28 left to go. Cheeks.
Well, the West Texas State young man is exciting some of his people here. I know he's got quite a group here from West Texas State watching him.
Reed back out to Ford and in. Phil Ford. As we've gotten into a run and gun contest here, and I think that's going to work to the advantage of Philadelphia. Billy Cunningham, though, would like to take a timeout and talk it over. With 5:04 left to go, Sixers lead it by 13, 102-89. The NBA Tonight on ESPN continues from the Summit in Houston, Texas, right after this. As you watch the first meeting between Moses Malone and Ralph Sampson, let's take you back to yesteryear. How about Bill Russell against Wilt Chamberlain, November 7, 1959. Russell, 48 minutes, 22 points, 35 rebounds. Chamberlain, 48 minutes, 30 points, 28 rebounds. Boston won at 115-106. Chamberlain against Abdul-Jabbar, October 24, 1969. Chamberlain, 25 points, 25 rebounds. Abdul-Jabbar, 23 points, 20 rebounds. The Lakers and Chamberlain then beat Abdul-Jabbar and the Milwaukee Bucks, 123-112. And then Kareem against Bill Walton, January 19, 1975. Abdul-Jabbar, 50 points and 15 rebounds. Walton, 21 minutes, 7 points, 6 rebounds. Milwaukee won 122-108.
And Mr. Jabbar said, "Hello, Bill Walton. Welcome to the NBA, no longer UCLA." Smile, Bill. You're going to have a great show here before it's all over. He's a lucky man. I tell you, talk about a guy that moved into a lucky situation, because down in Boston, there was a little turmoil at the end last year when he left.
Well, Boston a pressure situation. This will be too, because people expect him to win right away. And Julius Erving knocks one down from outside. He's got 20 points on the night, 104-89. 14 wins last year for this Houston team. They're expecting a lot of folks in the area, at least 35, possibly 40, as Bailey takes a shot outside. Reed there to tip it up and in.
Again, nobody blocks out. One of the real no-nos in the NBA. Everybody wants to rely on great legs and jumping ability, and they forget that fundamental block out.
Just 16 points for Houston in the third period. And the whistle outside, foul on Phil Ford. Just 11 points so far in this fourth period. You know, Houston the other night against, or excuse me, Philadelphia against San Antonio really had a great finish. In the last 4 minutes of that game, they allowed just 2 points to the San Antonio Spurs. And that's why they're defending NBA champs.
Well, you're right, Roger. They play that tenacious defense that gives them spurts offensively, and they shut people down, and all they need is that one little spurt, 12-1, 11-2, and it's over.
Cheeks misses. McCray the rebound. Rodney has done a tremendous job on the board since checking into the game. Ford gets stuck in the lane. That was his problem at Milwaukee last year, Dick. He'd take the lane, and then he'd stop, and he couldn't find anybody. As Bailey hits from the side. James Bailey with 10 points, and it's 104-93 with 3:45 to go. Alan Level getting ready to check into the game. But that brings up Andrew Toney and Bobby Jones. You know, when Level was in there, Houston was really doing some outstanding things.
Well, Level was penetrating. He was finding open people, running the ball, but so was Ford. The real difference was they could not handle Malone down in the lane.
Moses. He's always able to get the shot up. Doesn't make any difference how bad you foul him. Foul is on Bailey.
You talk about being unorthodox. Here's Malone at 6'10". Now he's just going to flip this up somehow, some way.
That's not Baryshnikov, is it?
No, he's not Baryshnikov in shorts, but he is an overalls worker, where Mr. Sampson is a three-piece suit worker.
Julius Erving hits the side of the backboard, and Reed will bring it down quickly to Level. 104-93. Level gets caught, but he finds Bailey. And Cheeks comes in for the rebound. Bailey didn't follow his shot that time. Cheeks splits the seam to Julius and in.
Oh, they can really run the basketball. They really get it up the floor, run all the angles. Hey, Julius Erving has to be, when you talk to great forwards, Elgin Baylor, if you were picking an all-time.
Loose ball foul underneath.
I'm going to put pressure on you, Roger. We always talk about asking me questions. You had to pick an all-time great basketball team. As we look at Ralph Sampson, smile, Ralph, you're going to have a super, super career, no doubt about it.
Ralph's just thinking about that game in Atlanta tomorrow night. You know, this one was of the same importance, according to Ralph, as the game in Atlanta. He said, I've got to get just as up for this game as I do for the game tomorrow night.
Don't dodge my question. Pick your 5 all-time supers. Who are your 2 guards?
Weston Robertson.
No question about it. I agree. Who's your center?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Over number 6 from Boston and over Kareem?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, you're prejudiced because you went to Kansas, but I'm going to go with Kareem Jabbar because he's skilled on both ends, even though Bill Russell was certainly the greatest defensive player.
Elvin Hayes checks into the game, and he'd go on a lot of those all-time lists at forward by fans
Who's your
around the
forwards?
country.
Who are your forwards?
My forwards are Larry Bird and there's a guy here wearing number 6, I think. Yeah, Erving.
There's also a guy by the name of Elgin Baylor.
107-93. Sixers lead it. 2:52 to go from Houston. Be with us on Tuesday nights on ESPN for This Week in the NBA. Tuesdays at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific time. I'll be there to bring you up to date on what's been happening in the NBA this past week. All the latest highlights, profiles of players, scores of games. You'll also hear a commentary or two from Dick Vitale and the rest of our cast. That's This Week in the NBA, Tuesdays at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific time, right here on ESPN. And if you get lucky this week and tune in, I think Dick's going to tell you about some of the teams that are doing better than expected, and maybe some of the teams not doing as well as expected so far this year in the NBA. Sam Williams has checked into the game for the Philadelphia 76ers. Elvin Hayes in for the Houston Rockets. It's McCray, Bailey, Hayes, Level, and Reed. And Bobby Jones will go to the line. You know, what might have been, Bobby Jones was the #1 draft pick of the Rockets in 1974. But, of course, he signed with the ABA. 108-93, 2:42 to go, and Williams lays it up and in.
He's an excellent role player. He knows his strengths, run the court, block shots, get out on a break, and does a good job.